We're just gonna vibe together. Vibe strong.
Vibe strong.
Together strong.
Ape.
Strong. That was our intro for this week. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hola.
It's
¿Cómo estás?
Meh. It's time.
Oh,
It's time for the latest episode of the cheapest podcast. My name is Maxima. I'm here with.
Madison. And
Ta-da.
You didn't give him enough time to respond. Typically, he likes to really hold out, or you forget that we're recording. So usually you have a long pause there. So we got a lot to talk about, so we're not gonna dilly dally. First, we have our
That's my favorite.
Well, I mean, you could get us off topic.
I like to meander.
We have our summer box office. 2 weeks ago was the release of Alien Romulus, the last Disney movie of the summer, and it performed decent, opened with about $41 million. Now, the race for right now is, will it beat The Fall Guy to be our number 10 movie or above?
Probably.
It's looking likely, but horror movies, it could still drop. Second weekend was about a 60% drop. It actually lost the number one to Deadpool and Wolverine's fifth weekend. But again, it just needs to get above 93 million, and it's in that top 10. Here's a surprise story. Coraline opened in a re-release. Now, for those who don't know, this is a Fathom release, which means people had to pay a flat $16 to go see this movie, regardless if it's in 2D or in 3D. People just really wanted to see this movie and went out in droves, and it's actually been outperforming such films as The Watchers, Tarot Cards, The Bike Riders, Horizon. Like, that's an insane feat for a movie that came out 15 years ago.
Because it's actually a good movie.
I mean, yes. But Leica movies have consistently not performed well, and I actually counted the dollars here. They have all lost money in theaters. Every single one of them, I guess, until now, with Coraline, finally. But Coraline made its money on DVD and Blu-rays. Each movie they made since Coraline has lost more and more money. Paranorman lost money. Box Trolls lost more money. Kubo and the Two Strings lost even more. And then Missing Link, the movie that nobody saw, lost over $100 million. So I'm happy they're still making movies, thanks to Nike money. But I hope that this next movie you guys need to actually show up for. You can't, like, Coraline supporting that is fine, but you need to go see their new movies. So I'm happy that that did well. I mean, it's not summer top 10, but like nobody was expecting a re-release of a 15-year-old movie to make top 10. Deadpool and Wolverine still king at like right now. It's not gonna beat Inside Out 2, but we're good. And Inside Out 2, speaking of which, is going to be coming back to more theaters this weekend because it's number one movie of the summer, Labor Day, kids. But it's about to be The Lion King 2019 to be the biggest animated film of all time. Thank God. I don't think Inside Out 2 is the best movie ever, but The Lion King 2019 does not deserve to be one of the biggest animated film of all time. It does not deserve that. So thank God, get that piece of shit out of here. I hope Mufasa does bad. well, we got like plenty of months before that. So that was that weekend. The next weekend had 4 big wide releases. The first one, no, that was the last weekend. I still have 2. We got My Penguin Friend.
Mr. Popper's Penguins.
This is a movie starring Jean Reno from The Professional as he befriends a penguin. It made $1 million at the box office over that weekend. So, yeah. It did better than our next wide release, Ryan's World, the movie Titan Universe Adventure. It was released in over 1,000 theaters and made $420,000. So and then lost all of its theaters the second weekend, dropping 90%. So, congratulations.
Good.
You beat Not Another Church Movie, but you didn't go that much higher than that. So, congratulations.
Womp womp.
So then we had the next weekend. We had 4 wide releases. I get the dog days of summer are less competitive, but you don't need to release all these movies at the same time. First, we have Blink Twice. This is a Zoe Kravitz film. She directed it, wrote it, and it's about her and her friend go to a billionaire's island played by Channing Tatum, who's evil, and that's the plot there. It underperformed at around 7.
So, Epstein Island?
Yeah, that's essentially what's going on there. With a $7.3 million opening, it's cheap though, so it's fine. Then they have The Forge. If you saw the trailer for this, it's a Christian movie about a thug, this young kid, bad, but then he finds God and a hard-working job, and he's able to turn his life around.
He bad, but then he good.
Because Jesus told him to. It opened with $6.5 million, and it has an A+ cinema score because of fucking course it does. Then we have The Crow.
Yeah.
Yeah, time for you guys to talk about The Crow. So you guys both had it in your top 10, and I called you guys crazy. And here we go. Why did you guys have it in your top 10?
I was guessing.
Fair enough.
Because I really wanted it to do well, even if it wasn't gonna be a good movie. I figured it would, be one of those fun bad movies.
So are you gonna see it?
Because it looked edgy.
Are you gonna see it?
Good boy.
I will go see it.
Goo boy.
Goo boy.
Terrible reviews. Same director as Snow White and the Huntsman and Ghost in the Shell.
But it's fun bad.
Maybe.
From what I'm hearing.
From one guy.
Listen, I've said it before. I will trust YouTube Jesus.
Speaking of The Forge, he's not gonna see that shit. So The Crow opened with $4.6 million. This was below the second weekend of the Coraline re-release. That's fucking insane to me. But the thing is that this movie cost $50 million. So good luck, Lionsgate. With this and Borderlands, you're having a fantastic summer. And finally, so we saw the trailer for this before Longlegs, but this is barely advertised and wasn't playing around here, called Strange Darling. It's about a woman who's dating a man who turns out to be a serial killer. So the whole movie is her trying to escape him while also trying to fend off his attack. It has that guy from Stranger Things. And it didn't do particularly well, but good audience scores. So, and a new distributor. So what are you going to do? This weekend, we have some classic films. We got Reagan, which is a biopic about Ronald Reagan.
Oh man, I know people are itching to see that.
In the middle states, they sure are. This is not going to make the top 10, but it would be funny. If sudden surge in the end of the year, move over Alien Alien Romulus, we got Ronald Reagan.
Biopics always do historically well.
Oh yeah, remember a classic film called Back to Black came out this May.
Yeah, everyone loved it.
And we also got Afraid, but they capitalized the AI. This is a family with John Cho, and they have an AI assistant, but the AI assistant kills the bullies of the kids and tries to take over their lives.
So
Megan?
But it's not edgy.
Wow.
There's also a couple other films, but I don't think they're going to be wide releases. There's a Tyrese film with Ray Liotta in his final role. There's a sci-fi movie called Slingback, but I don't know if they're going to be above it, but it doesn't matter. They're not making top 10. They're not going to do that well. It's Labor Day. nobody's gonna go to the movies during Labor Day. It's time for you to go outside. These movies are here just to fill a space in the release schedule.
Yeah.
Which means the summer is essentially over. Of course, we don't know what is going to be that 10th movie yet. It could be The Fall Guy, or it could be Alien Romulus. I'm leaning more towards Alien Romulus, which would give me 7 out of the 10 movies I predicted correctly. But if Fall Guy does make it, it would be 8. So I'm proud of myself for guessing some wild cards in there, like Twisters. But I did miss If, and It Ends With Us. I mean, It Ends With Us. I don't blame myself too hard on that. There was only one trailer and it looked like shit. And it's outside it's my blind spot. Like, edgy romances are just like, I don't give a fuck. But, that's just me. Lemon, you do you.
Oh, I don't care either.
You didn't see the movie. I'm saying, like, TikTok women. Like, oh.
I'm a woman.
Book talk people.
Yeah. No, it is literally just book talk. In terms of what I'm seeing here, though, I mean, interesting. So, I mean, we'll discuss it after Alien Romulus gets into the top 10, our mistakes or goals or adversities in making this list, but I'm proud of how we did. I'm proud of how you guys did. There were some wacky options that you did. And so, the fall season is about to begin. So, we're going to predict our top 10 movies of the fall box office, which, even though fall is up to December in terms of actual season, technically the fall box office season is only September to October because they consider November to be the holiday season. Sure, whatever. Capitalism. So we're going to go through our top 10. Last time I went first, and so this list is going to be more top heavy. So I say we go to number 1 and we go down, and we'll see our differences. Because I think our top 3 is going to be exactly the same. And, like, our top of the list is going to be, like, pretty similar.
I don't know.
So I'm going to have you go first, Justin. What is your number 1 movie of the fall prediction?
Piece by Piece.
Number 1?
Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? I know that you're insane, but, like, what is going on?
Because
it's your number 1 movie?
It's Lego.
What? This didn't help the last 2 Lego movies.
No.
Lego Ninjago. Nobody saw that shit. Or Lego Movie 2 failed.
No.
But, I mean, I could. Number 1 is fucking wild. And I thought If was wild from her last season. It wasn't even the
You
wildest
could be
thing.
proven wrong.
I would actually go crazy. I'm gonna go see it. But, like, if that's number 1, I will go mad. So, okay. Madison, what's your number 1 movie?
Beetlejuice.
See, that's my number 1 too. That makes sense. The buzz around this movie's increasing. It's apparently one of the most anticipated movies of the fall in terms of, like, surveys and whatever. But, like, I there's general, like, happiness and discussion talking about this movie, and I do think that it's like a family movie, even though, like, you know, Beetlejuice is not the most family friendly character. Like, Tim Burton style. And, like, the sort of nostalgia. People are excited. It's going to come out. It has the marketing. I think it's going to do very well this weekend. But Justin has something to say.
There's other movies.
Piece by piece.
Beetlejuice is on my list, but it's not within the top 3.
Well, that's interesting.
That's
Speaking
foolish.
Speaking of which, what's your number 2?
Transformers 1.
That is another
animated movie.
I know.
Well, Max, what's yours? Your one.
Dude,
you gotta go.
listen,
X.
the
Let
only
him explain.
people that really frequent the movies now are people with their kids.
Well,
They're gonna go see animated films.
I will say, Inside Out 2 and Despicable Me 4 were in the top 3 of the summer box.
Well,
office.
yeah, but those are really big
so
names.
I get his rationale here. I get it.
I
do.
get it, but also,
But the piece by piece.
You're gonna
number
love
one
my
over Transformers.
You're gonna love
by
my
the way.
number 3 then too.
Well, we'll get to it. Madison,
yes,
what's your number 2?
Joker 2.
Oh my God, we were we were matching right now.
Because it's logic.
So
Watch Justin's be the only one that's right.
that's like topsy-turvy land right there. So the reason why I have this at number 2, the first one was so successful. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be like the whole, what on earth is this movie factor? It's a musical. Lady Gaga's in it. It's kind of like the first movie is just so particular and it got people in an uproar. I can see a similar thing happening. It's not going to do as well as the first one.
No.
But like again, like this isn't the summer where like we have like a bunch of these movies. Like if they seriously underperform, then they could just be out. You could probably like take $100 million off the original Joker's total, and it's gonna be fine in terms of making this list. So I think Joker 2
Yeah.
pretty locked.
I've been interested in this movie for a while now.
So what's your number 3?
The Wild Robot.
Well, you're sticking to your guns there.
Animated film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other reason?
It looks very, very childish. So, definitely going to be.
Justin's
It
leaning
looks
heavy into the family and children angle.
It looks good. To be like that movie looks like the best at it, like visually out of those 3 animated films.
Better than Ryan's World.
Oh, no fucking shit. It was probably made for $2
I mean,
In a shed.
tempura.
don't get me wrong, guys. Joker 2 is on my list, but you'll find out.
Oh yeah, I was. If that actually didn't make your list, that would be such a fumble. Like Madison and you not having to on your list. Like I get it.
That was a fumble. I will never make the mistake again.
Then what's your number 3?
Venom.
Oh.
Hey, high five.
We got top
Oh,
3 matching.
I don't know about that one, y'all.
No, it's gonna be the
That
top 10.
one-
Like,
Definitely in
It'll
the
be
top,
in the top
10.
10. I don't know about number 3.
Yeah.
I think that
But-
casual audiences are gonna go crazy.
There wasn't a whole lot else on this list that really grabbed me, so
Well,
we got Venom at 3. Happy fall.
So what's your 4?
what's your
My 4?
3? Oh, you both
Venom.
have
Yeah.
Venom. Okay.
My 4.
My
Wait,
wha-
no, him
my
first.
4 is gonna be Beetlejuice.
Okay. That's not bad. At 4,
So, I mean, is it for similar reasons for us? But like, which,
Well, because
Pretty much
I mean, it's definitely.
children and family.
I feel like it's definitely gonna make top 10. I just don't think it would be at the top of the 10.
I do think it's gonna be number 1. There's a lot of momentum behind this movie.
It's
right
gotta be either Beetlejuice or Joker.
now. I don't.
for
I don't see Venom
number
being
1.
Joker or Beetlejuice. But
Definitely not.
Venom Let There Be Carnage did overperform back in its day, but that's because of its connection to No Way Home partially. So, my number 4 is Transformers 1. I think out of wait, oh my God, I skipped you, Madison.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Evil.
Well, what's your number 4?
Evil podcast host. My number 4 is Piece by Piece.
I hope
Any
that
follow up?
You
I'm- I
don't
hope-
have piece by piece in your top 10.
I hope I'm underestimating it.
You don't have piece by piece in your top 10, Max.
Did I say that?
Do
What
I-
that face
I might
is.
have it a little too high up. Like maybe, like in a perfect world, I
Cause
probably would have put it at like
'cause
5 or 6.
This movie's a wild card. I can do anything, but we'll talk about it. Yes, it's on
My
list.
second half is just all random.
I
Like
don't-
there's no
I
rhyme
don't-
or reason. I was
like,
just sticking
Again,
things places.
this is way different than summer. My number 4, like I said, is Transformers 1. Now, out of all the kids movies, the straight up kids movies, I think that this is one that the kids are going to be gravitated towards. It's a brand. It seems kiddie enough, and I mean, apparently there has been some buzz from adult moviegoers who've gone to go see it that it's really good. Again, the trailers did not sell me, but again, momentum shifts, and I do think out of the kids movies that are coming out, if you don't count Beetlejuice, but that's kind of more vulgar, that this is going to be the one that is going to stick out to kids the most. What is your number 5, Justin?
Joker 2.
Okay.
Okay. Went very safe in the middle with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is Lee.
That is a
That's
that
a
is a
choice.
risk.
Ah,
Because we don't. Even,
I told you
it could be
the bottom half is just random.
Because it could not even be a wide release.
Just things that I'm
They could just dump
holding
it.
on to.
They could just dump it in October and be like, "Hey, Oscar movie," but I don't know. It could.
Maybe.
We'll see. So my number 5 is Smile 2.
Mhm.
First one was a huge performer back in its day, 2022. Remember seeing that in Disney World. That was fun. But it's gonna have a drop off. This the breakout horror movie with a sequel like this, it's gonna drop off. But I definitely feel like the brand is there. It's safe. It's not like Happy Death Day where it completely fell off. I think it's especially when its horror competition is gonna be a little bit more risque. I think that this is going to be a safe one for horror fans and teenagers.
I forgot about Happy Death Day.
Exactly. They made a second one.
It was just because that was just the Groundhog's Day thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
God.
Okay, what's your number 6, Justin?
Smile 2.
Any different reasoning?
Oh, so you had the
Um,
same?
No.
What was that?
I had it
No.
5. He had it
Oh,
6.
okay.
Just because I do know that despite my disinterest in even seeing the first one, I know that the first one did good. And
And
that
was well received.
yeah. So I just assume that people are going to go see the second one. Also, it is a horror film, and we are encroaching upon horror season, so good time for it to release.
Can I say something? How fucking stupid it is that Beetlejuice is coming out next weekend and not closer to October. Like, I get it from Joker. Like, you don't want to be next to Joker because Joker is also another Warner Brothers movie. But come on, it's a Halloween-y movie, and you're gonna beginning of September. Hope it's around for Halloween, and
They
it probably would.
They could have put it at the end of September at least.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they were scared of Transformers.
Either that or
Transformers.
Joker 2's not even really a Halloween-y type film.
Yeah,
so
but
it's...
the advertising money, that's the only thing, because Warner Brothers is releasing both. But you could have released Joker 2 in September.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, at this point, it's done. They're done doing
Yeah.
what they need to do.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, Madison, you're number 6.
Saturday Night,
Ooh.
Ooh, wild card.
because it intrigued me. I kind of want to go see it, if I'm being honest.
My number 6 is The Wild Robot. This one might be a fuck up for me because there's gonna be a kids movie that's gonna get overshadowed, and this might be it because it's gonna have a similar age range to Transformers. It doesn't have that brand or the action. It's just more focusing on this wholesome nature feel. But I feel like the trailers have sold a lot of people on how good it's gonna be. And I definitely feel like it could hang in there. If it doesn't have a big opening weekend, it could hang in.
It's from DreamWorks, right?
Yeah, but Ruby Gillman last year, their name isn't exactly 100% golden.
I feel like it's like DreamWorks' attempt at doing a WALL-E type.
Keep in mind this is made by the guy who made Lilo and Stitch and the Croods. So I mean, he's not
an amateur.
Yeah, so well, I mean, and How to Train Your Dragon. So we'll see.
He's got like off-brand Disney vibes.
I mean, that
Well,
makes sense.
he was at Disney.
And he's still working at Disney doing the voice of Stitch. So get that money. What's your number 7?
All right, so this is an interesting one. My number 7 is Azrael.
You might be cooking, but I think you're not. But we'll see.
My reasoning is, it looks interesting, and also it's got Samara Weaving, and she's good, in most things that she's in. So
I will say, by the way, if Longlegs came out this fall with that box office, I think it would make the top 10. So if like that sort of intriguing ad campaign, if they tried to do something like that and it had similar numbers, it would make the top 10. Like that sort of strategy could work again. I don't like that movie. Like, again, the trailer came out 11 days ago, and apparently it's gonna get a wide release. Like IFC did release Late Night with the Devil, which was a surprise performer, and In a Violent Nature, which did good. So who knows? So what is your number 7, Madison?
We Live in Time.
Interesting.
Funny horse.
Funny horse?
Is that it?
No. It's, I don't know, that's my dramatic pick
Okay.
for the ladies.
That is a good point. We can't ignore the stereotypical ladies pick. Stereotypes. Sad but true. My number 7 is a trailer that I'm sick and tired of seeing. Speak No Evil.
Oh, true. I was looking over that, but
At number
I
7?
think it's safe. I think people are aware of its existence. Reliable star, and it's one of those shitty looking movies that I can definitely see a bunch of people going to go see. It looks safe, and like you take your girlfriend or your boyfriend to it and ignore it. Like that type of movie. You can't really do that to Smile, because that movie is like such like, violent imagery and like commentary about self-harm, or like I don't have Terrifier on my list. They can't do that to Terrifier either. So like this is the type of thriller movie that can definitely see like casual audiences go see. But that's my number 7. Your number 8?
All right, another interesting pick from me. My number 8 is The Killer's Game.
I'm hoping.
And that's just, I figured I should get like, a more actiony pick in here, something that's more along the lines of, the Kingsman and John Wick. And it's got Dave Bautista in it. The last thing he was in did not go great.
I love the Beekeeper.
Knock at the Cabin.
Watch that again.
Was it? The last thing he was in, Knock at the Cabin?
No, like he was in Dune, but like Knock at the Cabin didn't do that great.
Yeah. So,
well, you can blame that on M. Night Shyamalan, maybe.
So,
did it make the top 10 of its time?
Batista hope that The Killer's Game does a lot better.
Yeah, it made the top 10 of the winter back in its day, but this is a different game. This is you see what I did there? Different game. But
Stop.
So, yeah, Madison, what is your number 8?
My number 8 is My Old Ass. Because...
Well, you said it like mild ass.
Mild ass. It's not hot ass, it's just mild ass.
Because Aubrey Plaza, and that's it.
Well, Audrey Plaza's in another movie coming out this fall, and I don't have that in my top 10 either.
Not. What was the other one?
Megalopolis.
Oh no! Hell no! I'm not adding that in there.
My number 9. Oh wait, no, my number 8. I almost skipped it. Never Let Go. again, I can like Halle Berry is a star. She hasn't had a movie in theaters in a long time. I know she had that shitty Netflix movie with Mark Wahlberg. Doesn't count. You gotta pay money to see this. And similar to A Quiet Place, I can definitely see like I don't think a lot of these movies are gonna be breaking like 30 million, but I can definitely see this movie attracting a big enough crowd just by her name. Okay, you're number 9.
My number 9 is going to be Speak No Evil.
Smart choice.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's got James McAvoy. The trailers
I'm so
that we have seen 7
The
fucking
trailers are
times
all
now.
over the place for
I-
that.
Well, actually, it's been the same trailer 7 times now.
I
Yeah.
hate the trailer for the movie.
It looks interesting, and I do like seeing James McAvoy doing stuff that's not superhero related.
Dude, superhero. Oh, you're talking about X-Men, not
Yeah.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Well, no, Split 2,
Well,
because that was kind
yeah,
of
still
superhero
counts.
related.
Yeah, it's different. It's not like schlock.
I'm not feeling as confident about my bottom 3 now.
Yeah, like it's a tough season. This is like it's not as easy as the summer was. Though
I think my top 5 are locked in, though.
Oh yeah.
Except
it's
Lee.
It's gonna be like the tiny details for this one. What is your number 9?
Smile 2.
That's too low, but it's on the list. It's on the list.
Smile 2. It could go either way.
My number 9. Now this is the wild card. You guys went crazy over Piece by Piece.
Okay, so you actually did have it on there.
Yes, but it's a wild card. I can definitely see this missing, but I hope it does well. It looks creative and new and fresh. It doesn't just look like, oh, let's just make generic thing for kids. This is like a personality went into it. So I'm hoping it does well, especially like for the medium of animation. But I don't know. Like this is such a wild card because like kids, kids gonna want to go see Lego Kendrick Lamar.
Maybe. I mean, especially with not like us being as popular as it was.
it could help, especially since Pharrell was in
as
that
it
beef.
still is, because it's at number 4.
Yeah.
Like Pharrell's in the beef too. Is like that could help, but we'll see. So, what is your number 10?
All right, my number 10 is going to be Venom 3.
You are out of your mind. Number 10. If we have if we have like similar points, the time maker is gonna like which ones are in the right spot. I hope you know that.
Well, I just don't think it's going to perform as well as the previous
You
2.
would have to do Madam Web levels. I don't see it, but I think you're crazy. But maybe you're crazy.
With everything
it'll
else
work.
that's on this list, I just don't think it's going to surpass the other stuff.
Well, it's gonna be fun to see you be wrong. That's all I'm gonna say. Madison, you're number 10.
My number 10 is My Hero. Because I'm hoping that anime pulls us along.
Yeah, My Hero's filler movie. I'm not sure. They've done decently well in the past, but I don't know.
You never know.
You never- yeah,
For
you
a
never-
fourth movie,
Yeah. My number 10 is The Killer's Game. I thought it could be a wild card. I could have it on my list. It could surprise. Beekeeper did so well, but the hype has not been around this movie, even though it looks better than The Beekeeper, but whatever.
And I like The Beekeeper.
I know, yeah, I enjoyed it. It was so bad it was good, though, more than like a actually good
And it
movie.
wasn't even like terrible because it got like mid reviews.
I mean, because it knows what it is to be or not to be. I choose to be.
To boy.
Director of Suicide Squad 2016, baby. But yeah, that's our top 10. Are you guys confident in your choices?
oh,
Hell
except
no.
for the
The last like 5
Last-
movies.
last 4 for me.
I don't know. the top 5 locked and loaded. Well, like the Wild Robot, probably Speak No Evil's pretty locked, but I don't know. Oh, in terms of other movies coming out, like we got like A24 movies, like A Different Man, The Front Room. That's definitely getting a wide release, but I don't know. I don't see it overperforming that well. I like Brandy fans. I don't know many Brandy fans. Terrifier 3 we mentioned, but I like the last one did well, but like it broke the ceiling for its type of movie.
Too much.
Do you want to tell the story about you watching that one scene? She didn't watch the whole movie. She watched the one scene.
Yeah, where I curled up into a ball and was terrified. Terrifier.
Well, good job then. Is there any other movies you guys want to... Oh, forgot about Megapolis.
It was the scalping scene in Terrifier 2, to be clear.
So yeah, that is our top 10 predictions. TV show. I'm going to have Justin take this.
Oh, geez.
What did we watch?
We watched Fargo season 3. And we watched the first 5 episodes of the season. And it's an interesting one. I don't know if it's so far it hasn't matched up to the previous 2.
It's kind of mid.
In terms of like the premise for this season, we got 2 brothers, both played by Ian McGregor. The super parking lot king, and the other one is a parole officer who's dating his parolee. And they have this dumb rivalry over a stamp, because the stamp collection that the older one inherited provided him the money to create his business in general. So the younger brother wants to steal this last remaining stamp for sentimental value, because he's just bitter and stupid. As a result, he tries to blackmail one of his parolees to steal the stamp, but then the guy goes ahead and kills a random old man because he forgot and misplaced the address.
Genius.
And as a result, him and his fiancée murdered a dude with an air conditioner. That's the premise of that plot, and police obviously are tailing that. The parking lot king, in order for his business to not go under, he took a loan from the only place that would accept giving him a loan, a shady business, and as a result, when he plans to give the money back, the guy comes in and he's like, "You're not giving me the money back. You're now a criminal organization, and you have no other choice but to do it." And they deal with that plot. And then, of course, the police are trying to investigate this whole situation. And I'm assuming that all 3 plots are really going to converge into each other in the next couple episodes. There's more that happens, but, I mean, we're not going to go through every single detail.
There's a robot
Yes, there
that can
was.
help.
Yeah, he helped a lot.
I can help.
So, what do you guys feel about this season in comparison to the first 2?
From a first half perspective only, worse than both the previous seasons, honestly. Just like a kind of slow start, but kind of hard to do worse than season 2. So I'm actually hopeful.
Well,
If it's, as long as it's,
Alien.
it doesn't have to be better than season 1, but if it's better than season 2, that's enough.
They better not pull something out their ass, I swear. Like, I don't know, like, Justin has this theory about the parolee that got killed, whose name is Maurice. He has a theory that he didn't actually die. If he comes out of nowhere in the final episode, and and he,
Nah,
and he causes some ruckus.
I think he just saw that scene wrong.
I think so too. But like again, like imagine, right?
We
But
should
that-
put it up on the TV.
We're not doing that right now. We're recording the podcast. But
We can cut.
no. So I think that this like season just feels like a greatest hits of the last two seasons. We got the romance of that's doomed to fail. I'm assuming. I would be shocked if the both of them make it out alive from season 2. The police subplot is literally, I feel like, a worse version of season 1, where we have this cop who's not respected, partially because of sexism, partially just due to one guy having his head in his butt. About the series. We kind of had that in season 1, but like the whole crime mob plot was just Malvo being a prick. Which kind of made it like a little goofy. Season 2, you're supposed to be like really invested in that plot.
And then I like Dodd being that kind of character in the second
The
season.
cartoonishly evil guy.
Hell yeah. I do not like the main villain in
Oh.
this one. He's just gross, honestly. He's
Oh.
not appealing when he's on screen. I mean, that's the
kinda
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when he was eating the pork chops at the house, that was nauseating. And then he just threw them up right afterwards.
Yeah, it seems to be his thing. I don't know if he's got bulimia or what the fuck it is, but
Yeah, he made he made Sly drink his piss. So
well, no, I don't think he made him drink his piss.
No, it
'Cause-
wasn't his
Yeah, it
piss.
was-
No,
Piss.
it wasn't his
No, it
piss.
wasn't.
yes, it was.
No,
It
'cause-
was his balls dipped in water.
What?
No, he rubbed his wang inside of the mug and then they filled it with water, so he was drinking ball sack water.
I thought that he pissed in it.
No,
Oh no, it was.
no.
That's why you thought it was so bad. No, it's not. I mean, it's still gross, obviously.
Like, why would he be choking up like that? Like, it can't
Because he's tasting wang water.
be. I thought piss.
Would you be swallowing
Yeah, I
water
would.
in a wang mug?
Yeah. And you can see it in the scene. It's clear.
Yeah.
I thought it was just the lighting.
No, it's clear.
And then even when he goes to Emmett later on, he's like, "Oh, he put his thing in my mug." He doesn't say he pissed in my mug and made me drink it. He just says he put his thing in my mug.
It's gross. All
Um.
his ball sweat.
So, what do you think about the brothers?
Interesting dynamic.
Yeah, probably the most interesting thing to come out of this season.
Because they're both fucking idiots. That's what I like. Similar to the movie. Like, in the season 1, for most part, everyone's being smart about their plans and stuff. It's maybe aside from Lester, but even then, he's, like, getting away with a lot of stuff. In season 2, everyone's being really smart as well. This season, everyone making mistakes left and right. Everyone is, like, taking things to the extreme. And I like that. It's super wacky. It's super dumb. Like, the fact that, like, this guy who has this, like, $1 million business is like, oh, I'm gonna just accept this shady loan from this guy. And we're gonna just hope that it's gonna be okay.
Well, I mean, that's how he got his business started, was with the loan.
I thought it was through stamps. Like, he got the money through the stamps. The money that he got for the loan was when he was going under, right? And he needed money in order to get himself out of the rut. And no one would loan to him until they saw an easy, like, oh, look, this guy will give us money. And then, like, look where it got them. And then we have Ray and Vicky. Oh my god. What a comedy of failures to have had. Again, though, like, Ed and Peggy, I feel like did this sort of, like, dynamic a bit better last
Yeah.
season. Because they're more complex characters as well. Like, I like
It's
those
just
two.
crazy woman and stupid male.
Like, are they even portraying her as that crazy? Just more that she's, like, willing to do this stuff.
But to be honest, it's my favorite dynamic, and I will eat it up every time.
Well, Ed wasn't stupid last season. He was just kind of stuck.
Ed.
What stupid thing did he do?
Ed could have gone to the police. He was being controlled by his wife to.
That's not really being stupid. That's more of like being a sponge, except for his butcher's job. we were gonna light up the shop, hun.
He was kind of being a little bit of a simp.
Hon, I don't want to be married.
But we don't
anymore.
hate Ed. Rip Ed. He was a real one.
Yeah, Peggy's
But-
in prison in this season, probably. In this
Yeah.
timeline.
Or dead. Who knows?
Yeah. So, I mean, predictions for the later half of the season?
I think maybe Nikki might be paralyzed from the waist down.
I could see that. I was not expecting that to happen.
I'm still
I
trying
was
to.
not expecting her to be alive.
I'm still trying to.
I was expecting her to die from the way that they kept beating on her after
Yeah.
she stopped screaming.
But I
I'm
guess it was mostly just.
I'm
you
still
know,
trying to figure out
stomach.
how the hell she drove home.
True. Well, I don't think she's paralyzed. I
she
think
had
it's
to
just.
drive home because she's in the bathtub.
So she can't be paralyzed.
She's not paralyzed. No.
I think it's just.
She was just bluntly beaten.
I don't know why they
Yeah.
didn't. Why did they let her off that easy then?
Well, I mean, what did she do? She just mouthed off. In fact, like,
yeah, but
why
they were
don't
trying to
they look
teach
into the
Sai a lesson.
Yeah, but why didn't they go? I guess they're dicks. Fair enough, but like they didn't look into the situation that much. Like the Russian guy seems like a hothead, but the other guy like just seems a little bit calmer. Like they should be looking into this situation more than just saying, "Haha, you're being sneaky there. Time to beat on this person that you're negotiating with."
And this is coming
And
from
then the
the
eye-
guys that just flung an old man off a roof
Yeah.
like a couple episodes ago.
Well, that made sense because he knew the name, he researched it. Clearly, was gonna keep looking. It made sense, and it gave a good warning to those guys. But
now
still,
you're letting the other woman off so easy.
I feel bad for Emmett and Sly. They made dumb decisions, obviously, but I don't feel like they're villains per se. They're just emotionally poor and dumb. Like, cause like
Yeah.
Because I assumed when what Sly was saying, "Let me off the leash," like, oh, he's gonna try to like mess them up or something. Like, what the hell is he gonna do? And he's like, I'm just gonna pay you to leave my friend alone. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, I thought he was going more the route of murder.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. But like, again, they're like, they don't seem like bad people, but like, dumb and too like irrational, right? You don't go and mess up this guy's car, because obviously the police went looking for him. Like, it's stupid, like dumb as hell. Doesn't matter like the situation there. It's dumb. And that's why I like these characters, but like I'm not as invested in their story emotionally as season 1 and season 2. Like season 1, I cared about Molly and Gus. Those characters, I wanted to see them get out okay. And the funny antics of Bob Odenkirk being the sheriff and being afraid of like blood, like, you know, that's entertaining. Malvo and his shenanigans. In season 2, I really liked the mob family and that dynamic, and it was interesting to me. And the couple, even if I didn't care for the cop plotline as much. And this season, it just kind of seems like diminished returns so far. But it always has the last couple episodes to prove it up a little bit. We're going to do a vote if we want to continue the show, or if you would like to put it back on the wheel and come back to it another day. I didn't make a wheel for this because I'm assuming we were all going to continue it, but
Continue.
I mean, I vote to continue it, so it doesn't matter what you say, Justin. So we're continuing Fargo
We
season
know
3.
you don't want to continue, but we're doing it anyway.
We're going to finish Fargo season 3 in 2 weeks. So prepare yourselves for the finale. And,
Hell yeah.
And then next season of Fargo is Chris Rock. So can't wait for that. Next, how about you go, Madison? Tell them
I'm
what's
introducing the. Oh, yes.
It's your fault.
The movie that we watched this week was called Step Brothers. I have been demanding this movie be on this podcast for months now. And I have finally got my wish. Justin, how'd you like the movie?
I loved it. We watched it while we were high.
That's probably the way it was intended.
I like it when I'm not high.
I'm sorry.
Same. I've liked it since it came out. It came out when I was 7.
Are you guys waiting for me to say something?
Yeah. Max, what's your opinion on the movie?
What's your gripes?
What's your gripes?
I fucking hated it. I hated it as a kid because my parents kept showing it to me over and over again.
Oh.
And I hate it now. So the movie...
Oh.
But where do we... So the plot of this film, since I'm the most negative
The
on it-
first
No, we're not...
little bit is about them getting along as brothers.
Wait, so the plot of the film is... So we have these two parents. They see each other. They fall in love and they get married. But they both have a 40-year-old loser living in their house. And then they move in together, and then it's about 30 minutes of them dicking around, hating each other, and being loud and annoying. And then they like each other after they punch Will Ferrell's brother, played by Adam Scott.
There are so many good parts there with the drum kit scene, the first dinner scene.
But I'm saying the plot here. So after that, they're friends. So the dad tries to make them get a job, and after 5 minutes of a montage, they fail. So they decide to make a entertainment company, and nothing comes of that until they
Prestige worldwide.
They've tried to present this to
I would just like to
Will-
go on record saying
Will
Max
Ferrell.
is smiling right now.
Will Ferrell's character, Will Ferrell's brother's character, and they destroy the dad's dream of going sailing, so the marriage fails, and then they go out and become adults, and then they try to get the parents back together. And
They lose all their pizzazz. And the stepdad's got to come in and be like,
despite the fact that he has no reason to actually want that. because
you
the
need to
entire
be a
movie-
dinosaur. Because when he
The
was a
entire-
child,
the
he wanted to be a
entire movie.
dinosaur. And he lost his
That is
dinosaur.
literally just explained at the last second. There's no point in that entire movie before that point where he's like, okay, maybe I'm going. No, he's full on whole hog. Like, you need
I
to go
think-
get a job.
Personally, I think the reveal...
No foreshadowing.
I think the reveal at the very
like,
end...
I get it.
that the
It was
dad is as big a freak as those two boys. The 40-year-old men. Is so funny.
But anyway.
I think the fact that it comes out of left field is
Well,
part of the humor in that.
So despite all odds, they get the parents back together. Everyone loves them. They are successful, and then the movie ends with them getting everything they want, and they can continue to act like man children. And
They act like man children who are slightly more adjusted now.
and that's the movie, and it's mostly screaming from every character, and literally every character is screaming in this movie.
Robert, they're like animals!
So, yeah, that's the plot. What do we want to get into?
That was Max calling me
Listen.
to vent about this movie.
I have 5 words for you.
Oh boy.
The fucking Catalina wine mixer. All right.
The
Okay.
fucking Catalina
This
wine mixer.
this movie, the Catalina wine mixer, was not a thing. After this movie came out, it is now a thing.
But what does that have to do with the quality? of the movie?
Influential movie.
But what does that have to do with the quality of the movie? It can be influential, but chickenpox is influential. Doesn't mean it's good.
Wow. comparing this movie to chicken pox. That's
Okay.
crazy.
People
Tra-
love this
He
movie,
said,
Max.
you want to know what he said on the phone to me earlier? He said that this movie is worse than The Other Guys and
Yeah.
Talladega Nights.
Yes.
Cap.
Confirming
It's worse
his
than
humor meter is off the charts.
What are you talking
It's broken.
about? Okay.
It is broken.
Let me, in fact, go to Will Ferrell's filmography right now.
Max, if you had to take an early 2000s adult comedy, just like off the top of your head, that would be like really, really good to you, what would you say?
Like guilty pleasure. Like kind of like
Just like a movie from that era that's gonna make you laugh your ass off.
probably like a comedy thing. Like I can't watch the same comedy over and over again and laugh. But like
Fair.
probably like
Some comedies I can watch over and over again still.
well besides like
Such as Step Brothers.
besides like Hot Fuzz, like probably like in terms of like more
Hot Fuzz is a
in
good
terms
one.
of like more schlocky like frat bro stuff. I'll still laugh at like something like there's something about Mary or like Zoolander or or Dodgeball as a guilty pleasure.
True.
Zoolander doesn't really capture me like it captures most people.
Well, it's better than
Zoolander-
this movie. Like the plot of that movie is ridiculously.
How do you like Step Brothers
complicated.
but you don't like Zoolander?
Zoolander just never really appealed to me that much.
It's like the same comedy. It's just dumb.
I'm not like big into. I guess I'm not really a huge fan of
You're
Ben
not into
Stiller.
Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie is worse than Anchorman. It's worse than Zoolander.
It might be worse than Anchorman, in
It's-
my opinion.
Yeah, it's probably better than Old School. I hate that movie too.
I don't think I've seen Old School.
Kicking and Screaming is shit. Bewitched is shit. He's had a lot of bad movies. Blades of Glory is decent. Blades of Glory.
I haven't
Are
seen
you-
Blades of Glory in forever.
Semi-Pro is
Are
pretty
you
bad.
are you gonna say that Step Brothers is worse than Daddy's Home?
Oh, I haven't seen Daddy's Home in like forever. And
That's
it's
the
pretty
movie with
bad.
him and
Mark
the
Wahlberg.
Trinity Killer. Oh no.
And then,
No.
And then the
Trinity
sec-
Killer is his dad,
Yeah.
and that's in the second one.
Yeah. Are you talking about fucking John Lithgow?
Yeah, he's the Trinity Killer.
And then Mel Gibson is also in that movie. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yay.
Yay.
I mean, this movie's better than Get Hard. So, and The Campaign. So there's that. There's a lot of shit Will Ferrell movies. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm not gonna say that The Other Guys is better than Step
How
Brothers.
about all right, how about Stranger Than Fiction?
I've never seen that.
Yeah. So I haven't seen Strange Fiction in forever. I can't say.
That's the one where
He's a
Will-
comic.
Will
Not the one where
Ferrell-
he's a writer.
Oh,
no, he's just living his life, and then he keeps hearing a narration, and he finds out
Oh.
that a woman is writing about his life, and he's
Okay,
like,
so
"Hey,"
it's like Truman Show.
he's like, "You need to stop writing about me because you're gonna kill me."
Actually,
And
that sounds like a great premise for a movie. Okay, Will Ferrell. And then, so I was looking up. He produced some interesting films. I mean, some shit ones like Hot Rod and Tammy and Vice. But like, he's produced movies like
You just said shit for Hot Rod?
yeah.
excuse me,
You don't like Hot Rod.
I hadn't seen him forever, but I remember not liking him.
you
didn't like Hot Rod.
Yeah.
Is your funny bone broken?
No.
That's
whiskey.
insanity to me.
But he's also produced such classic films as Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters.
Listen, I'm not here to defend that. I'm here to defend Step Brothers and now
No,
Hot
We're
Rod.
not talking about Hot Rod.
I,
So let's talk about Step Brothers.
I know my chaos pick for this week.
Yes. So Justin. Okay.
What about this fucking movie?
I'm trying to think. Like, what happens? It's just screaming.
What do you mean? What happens?
It's just annoying humor and
Yeah, I
screaming and
think
fart
just-
and like the fart joke is horrible and
It's
misogyny.
one fart joke.
Point blank,
Yeah, it's horrible.
it's a comedy movie, and it made me comedy.
Well,
so.
you can. Sure, if you find it funny, then good on you. You can say that.
Well, it's not just us; it's the fucking
It was
majority of
very
people now.
entertaining.
I'm sorry, but this is my opinion.
The only people that didn't like the movie when it came out was the fucking critics, like yourself.
Hey, motherfucker. Let's go to the
Oh
reviews
boy, he's
and
pulling out the statistics.
Let's go to the reviews and audience scores for Step Brothers in 2008. We'll crack this nut. You guys talk about the movie though.
It's John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell. It's
so you're telling
an
you're saying
iconic
this
duo.
is better than Talladega Nights.
It's the fucking.
Catalina wine mixer.
It's
like I don't.
it's
find
the
that
Wreck
funny.
It
It's just
Ralph
like,
of adult movies.
What are you talking about? Wreck-It Ralph is an
Wait.
actual good movie.
Was
So
Will
we're Step
Ferrell-
Brothers.
No, it isn't.
Will Ferrell
my
wasn't in
opinion.
Wreck It Ralph, right?
No,
It was just John C.
It's
Reilly.
just John C. Reilly.
That's what I thought.
Okay, let me see.
I always think about Will Ferrell instead of him.
It has a 55%. Is that the critics?
55% for critics?
Yeah, is that audience? Like, is that thing where all the critics hated it? No, it's a 50-50 split. Half of them didn't like it. Half of them liked it.
Very
In fact, more
divisive
of it
movie.
liked it.
I don't understand how you could not like it.
I
Like,
think it's annoying.
it's so funny.
I-
It's hilarious.
I
You
think-
can watch it. Like I said, I've been watching it since 2008.
and
It's
I've
been
had to watch this
over
movie
a decade.
dozens of times, and I've never laughed really. I didn't laugh. As
It just doesn't get
child.
old.
I
It's
don't-
amazing. And my humor, listen, as somebody who used to, we're not going to delve into my early internet usage as a child, but my humor has definitely evolved since then, and this movie has come with it, definitely.
Okay, so Step Brothers has a B on Cinema Score.
Dub.
That's-
W movie.
Let's compare this to Ricky Bobby.
Oh boy. Ricky Bobby's going to be like an A+.
B. Oh. Okay.
Also, I'm so glad you call it Ricky Bobby too, because that's what I call it. Nobody calls it Talladega Nights. Everyone just
Anchorman
calls
they
it Ricky
gave a
Bobby.
B too, and Anchorman 2 B. Oh my god.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They all have the same rating. These are the same level to these people. Okay.
What do you want?
Okay, let's the other guys.
Max, I don't think you're in the majority. I gotta say.
Other guys got a B minus.
Hell yeah, Dubsky. You're being proven wrong right before your very eyes.
I'm not being proven wrong.
You.
It's public
audience scores don't
consensus.
lie.
I'm saying for the time, in fact, the audience expectations walking into a movie, that's the audience score. This is funny.
I will say,
I want you guys to defend your opinion.
I
You're just
will
saying,
be-
oh, it's just good. It's because it's funny.
It's funny. I will, but there are some parts that are
So-
cringe, and I can point those out
But
too
are you
because
willing
I'm a
to-
fair and just God.
Are you saying that? But you guys aren't knocking against my points about its lack of story.
What lack of story? There is a story.
I explained the plot.
It ends with
Yes.
a
How
Catalina
bare
wine
bones
mixer.
it was. It's just them dicking around for 30 minutes. Like,
The
oh,
fact
I
that
hate
it can
you.
be bare
I'm gonna-
bones and still entertaining throughout, like this
I mean,
movie,
you can-
it feels
The
like
story-
it feels like you're watching it over a half an hour. Like it goes by so quick because the humor really pushes it along, which is why it has such rewatchability because it's
The story is that two parents, both in their late 60s.
we already went through
Yes.
this.
Okay, well, there is a story.
It's bare bones. There's barely character progression.
The story
happens
is
off
them
screen.
trying to get along, becoming friends, and then their parents split up. So
it's slice of
they
life
go
if
back
you think
to
about it. It's a slice of life comedy.
Except they're screaming all the time and being annoying. Again,
They are not. They're arguing.
I swear to God, if you touch my drum set,
That's one of the best parts of the movie.
It's annoying. I'm sorry.
Because I know Cops doesn't come on till 4.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. So you like to watch horror movies where they scream 90% of the movie, but you won't watch Step Brothers because they're screaming.
They're man children. They're irritating to watch. When it's a horror movie and they're screaming, right? It's because they're terrified. And
I
the
don't
tension.
get
That's not
the
a apt
irritation from
comparison.
this. I don't get irritated at all from this. I was telling him
Would you prefer
earlier,
watching the Minions?
Oh, God.
No, I was telling him that Ponyo annoyed me more with how the kids were.
Well,
And
again,
he said, yeah, I know what you said. You said that the kids being annoying is more realistic because they're kids and they get a pass.
I'm not saying.
But the point of this movie is that two adults are acting like children.
Yes, and that's what I find irritating about it. I don't find it funny. I hate children. And seeing man children.
I don't really like children either.
But like I can acknowledge that, okay, that's a child. I can understand that perspective and why they would act like that. And even though this is a comedy where the whole point is like, oh, how ridiculous it is that these guys are acting like this, I didn't find it funny. I found it irritating. And the punchlines for some of the jokes, like, oh, they try to build bunk beds and then Will Ferrell gets crushed. Like, honestly, the joke.
And he only has a little scratch on
The
it.
joke would have been funnier if just like a explosion of blood, and then you lift up the bed, and it's the tiny scar, like out of that.
No, an explosion of blood.
It's
That'd have been
rated
too
R.
much. And it's not.
See,
You would
you're
have
looking-
expected
you're
like a
looking for
whole
gore.
like corpse.
Yeah,
there.
you're looking for like special effects
No,
or something.
this movie cost $65 million. 65 million clams. $65 million.
And it was spent on the Catalina wine mixer.
And that's what they spent.
Boats and
Yeah,
hoes.
They had a fucking helicopter.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Lamageddon had a helicopter, and that cost $3,000.
We don't mention that movie on this podcast. That is a banned movie.
Oh my god, it's not even bad.
Oh my god.
Don't make me
shut your
recommend.
face.
Don't make me recommend Freddy Got Fingered.
Hell no, I will not be watching that movie.
That also had a helicopter, and that cost 1/4. How'd they spend $65 million on this movie? I have no idea.
Cast.
In 2008, like Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly couldn't have cost half the budget.
They had Adam Scott.
Was he that big of a hit? Like a commodity?
And Catherine Hahn.
Again, they weren't that big of commodities back then. They got bigger since then.
They had Seth Rogen.
For a cameo, basically, because Jen Apatow was the producer on this. Again, is your sense of humor? Sure.
I don't think we can change his mind on this one.
Yeah, I didn't find Orgasmo funny. This is less funny.
I thought I'm not brain dead enough to think that Orgasmo is better than this movie. Orgasmo is way lower than this movie.
I'm not gonna lie. At least that had a narrative.
Are you shitting me? What was the narrative?
Yes, there was a narrative.
It was.
It was also
it
bad.
was
It had more
porn
of a character
movie with fucking, what are they called?
arc. The character arc wasn't off screen. Like in
What are
this
they called?
movie.
The people that go door to door.
Like
The
the Christian lovers.
Mormons?
Mormons,
Yeah,
yeah.
they are Mormons, because of course they would make a thing about. Okay. Point is.
It was just him hiding in the porn industry from his girlfriend. Anyway.
In the end of the day, we can agree, disagree. I like some comedies that you like.
Wheel Time. Put Hot Rod on that list.
We didn't give our scores.
8 out of 10.
Oh my god.
I'm inclined to agree.
So, imagine that score. Cut it in half. -1 is a 3.
Wild.
3 out of 10.
Yes.
Crazy work.
I hated it. On par with Scooby-Doo and Orgasmo.
On par with
That's-
Scooby-Doo. No.
I don't care how iconic it is to our generation. I don't give a fuck. I don't like it. Okay, so it's time for our wheel roulette. So the first thing that we are going to do is our old classic wheel. So I'm actually going to do something. Since this is our last time using this format, I'm going to not have us reveal our picks to the audience. So our wheel, I just have our names, the chaos pick, which is Madison, and the Ghibli movie, which surprise surprise is Pompoko with Clancy Brown. So we're gonna do elimination style, and no, this is dumb. We should know what movies we're recommending. I'm sorry.
So what are we doing?
So normal format. Pick your movie, and we'll do the wheel. So, I am going to recommend a film that I saw during 2021, and I enjoyed it. So I want you guys to try it. It's West Side Story 2021.
Oh, that's the one with Rachel Ziegler.
Yes. So Justin, you're next. What movie are you suggesting this week?
I will give you a guess.
I forgot.
Snowpiercer.
Oh. We'll see.
Still holding out.
Madison, your regular pick.
Haven't thought of it yet, but the Chaos pick is gonna be Hot Rod.
Fun, quirky, torturous picks, dude.
Oh, look, Snowpiercer. You almost had us watch fucking... What was it? Love on a Leash?
No. I just had you watch that for free.
Oh,
No
God.
podcast required.
Damn, I might do Wreck-It Ralph. It's been a minute since I watched that.
But Justin hates Disney.
You know what? I'm doing Wreck-It Ralph. I want to revisit that.
Okay, well, let's see.
I loved Wreck-It Ralph when I was a child.
Time for elimination style. So, let it go. The first movie eliminated is Hot Rod.
Damn.
Well, can't all be winners. That means Max is not tortured for a second week in a row.
We are not watching Pompoko.
Hell yeah. W wheel spin.
We got our three main options left. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Am I the only one willing to bleed? We are not watching
Damn it!
Wreck-It Ralph. So it's either West Side Story or Snowpiercer.
Oh, great. Love this week. Love it. Ugh. You guys have such good picks for movies.
After Step Brothers, I don't want to hear it.
Oh, come on.
We are watching West Side Story.
Fuck. Well,
I wasn't actually expecting that. Okay, so now time for the new format.
Snowpiercer's never gonna get watched now.
We could. I have no idea how this is gonna go. So,
I do.
due to the Step Brothers shenanigans, you guys sitting on your movies, I decided to make things a little bit wild, a little bit wacky. Oh yeah, not the bees. So essentially, I made two wheels. To limit our options a little bit. So every decade, 1920 to now, is on this wheel. This is the first wheel we're gonna do. So, any thought, like, what decade do you think is gonna get spun here? What are you hoping for?
1980.
I don't know. I'm not excited for this.
This is gonna have you.
Justin doesn't
explore
like
yourself.
change.
I don't.
Okay, and then I don't want to look.
2000.
2000. Okay, that's the first part. We need to pick a movie from 2000 to 2009. Time. Okay, let's pick our genre. Okay. I hope it's not musical because we're about to watch a musical. And
Action. 2000s action.
2000s action film.
Oh boy.
You can work with that. So
Wait, are we picking another movie?
no, so this gives us the 2 weeks to think of the movie we're gonna recommend for the next week. So we're watching the last half of Fargo, West Side Story, and then you guys will have your pick. So, I don't know what I'm gonna pick. That's a pretty safe way for things to go. You don't have to explore ourselves outside our comfort zone too much. Do we want to set any parameters? Because on here, do I have sci-fi on here?
Listen,
I don't have sci-fi on here.
Listen, I think it should be. You should set something, because then we can get kind of crazy with our picks still.
So,
for instance, I just looked up action movies 2000 to 2009, and top action movie picks. The third one is Pineapple Express from 2008.
okay, how about this? It needs to be
Go on Letterboxd.
a mainly action film. And since this is do we want to say okay, it has to be not sci-fi, not fantasy? Do we want to consider that, or
Because Cloverfield also comes up here.
I'll try to keep it in the actual action movie theme.
Rush Hour 2.
Like these.
That's borderline. You can say a case for that, but Cloverfield, that's a horror movie. I don't give a fuck.
Bad Boys.
Huh?
Bad Boys.
Bad Boys is an action movie. I'll play it 100%.
Disney's G-Force.
That is an action movie. You can totally pick that.
Hell yeah.
But I'm gonna leave us off here. Thank you, everyone. This was a fun episode. We argued
2000s action movie.
that is not an action movie.
2000
What?
actions movie.
That is not an action
It is.
movie.
He's a fucking.
He's a stuntman.
Yeah.
It's stunts.
The main genre of the movie is not action. Let's be serious here. This is a serious show.
Oh, all right.
I'm
Oh,
just-
Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Oh my god. Okay, good night, everyone. They're
Good night.
gonna be creative.